Welcome to Pompey Talk in partnership with Giant Leap. I'm your host Jordan Cross, and here to discuss the weekend defeat to Notts County is Chief Sports Writer Neil Allen. Before we continue, Neil, no Walking Dead spoilers, please. We don't want to find out who died. Okay, but on the game this weekend, last weekend, I mean, we can talk about that and a lot of disappointment.
I'd rather talk about Walking Dead, really.
More exciting, that's for sure. But yeah, frustrations are plenty at the weekend.
Yeah, so many things to look at with Pompey, and disappointing issues, problems, concerns, worries. They're all thrown up from Saturday, weren't they? It wasn't just one issue, was it? It was just a broad range, and you look at that thinking, this isn't good enough at the moment from Pompey. They need to improve rapidly, because this is a side that's meant to be getting promoted, and at the moment there's problems. Yeah,
recurring issues as well. I mean, it's Groundhog Day when we look at the defensive faults coming from set pieces and a lack of a cutting edge or clinical nature to the side.
Yeah, there was the fact they played so well first half, and they did play well, and they were absolutely awful, lacklustre, no idea in the second half. The fact that they missed some really good opportunities to finish off Notts County before they were even gifted their first goal. And defensively, Pompey again, woeful, some just awful defending for both goals, which we're seeing time and time again every week now as well. So many things there that need resolving, because Pompey have got the ability, they've got everything about them, but they just can't get going at the moment.
So many times now. I mean, we go back to the opening day of the season, 23 shots to 2 against Carlisle, something similar like 23 or 25 against Morecambe, even up to recent weeks, and I think it was something like, even at the weekend, 17 to 6. Yet we're still getting this. Now it's kind of 4 defeats from 7 in the league alone.
Well, Notts County barely threatened, but they come away with a 2-1 win. The whole cliche about smash and grab, it was a pure smash and grab. Yeah. Everything about the game, they were not in it at all. But Pompey just handed through poor defending, hand them 3 points. And suddenly, from 2 excellent results, 4 points on the travels, suddenly they come back to Fratton Park in a game, right, building it, get the win, and they throw it away. Awful.
Yeah. One of the talking points, and I don't think anyone's going to blame this on the outcome of the game, and certainly you'll concur with that, was the performance of referee Mr. Nigel Miller. Paul Cook's not.
No.
Miller's not his favourite person.
No, he was one that he had issues with at Morecambe, and he said something in the tunnel to the referee, and he got banned for 2 games. Paul Cook, didn't he? So there's previous there between them, and Pompey were incensed in the build-up to the second goal.
Did they have a point?
Well, they said that Tom Davis was flawed somehow. There's dispute over Christian Burgess, whether he was pushed in the back or nudged or whatever. So that's been brought up, hasn't it? From the replays, it's not clear what happened to Tom Davis. There was a slight nudge on Burgess, I suppose, but from them going down, Pompey were carved open down the middle, weren't they? Quite away from their own goal.
And I mean, now, as I say, I think it's 7 set pieces this season have led to goals, and that's ridiculous. And what we're looking at as well, Richard Duffy at the weekend, it's a routine ball straight down the middle. It's not a creative delivery from wide areas, whipped in, causing danger in a box. It's just a ball to head away.
Well, we saw with Plymouth, it was a decent ball in, and it was a low stooping header. For Plymouth's first goal, there was nothing cute or impressive about Saturday's one. It was just clipped into the box, people switched off, a heavy touch from Campbell, and no one moved. And he had time to run back and kick the ball first time into the corner of the net. It was abject defending, and we're seeing it time and time again.
Use of the word abject.
Oh yeah, of course. And we're seeing it time and time again.
Okay, so I'm looking at your man of the match here. You've gone for Michael Doyle. I mean, the fans gave it to Amin Linganzi. The fact we've gone for 2 holding midfielders there is probably...
yeah, well, I thought Linganzi did as well. Doyle, really, because he held it all together when Pompey were pushing forward 10 minutes ago. Doyle was the last man standing, wasn't he? And time again, he was mopping up and putting tackles in his own penalty area.
He's kind of doing it on his own, really.
It was incredible. Linganzi had a decent game as well. But obviously, with the substitutions made, Burgess had to be thrown up front because there was no one else to bring on because they used the three up.
Despite some people asking why they didn't throw another striker
Yeah,
on.
well, they couldn't because they used them all up because there was obviously a hamstring concern over Ender Stevens as well. So Burgess went up front, but the delivery into the box when Burgess was there was appalling, especially from the left. No balls found him. And again, it's just that final delivery. And there's so many issues here. It's not down to Nigel Miller either. But first half, it was so bright from Pompey, despite spurning some great chances.
So some inconsistency. How do we find the answers? Because now 11 points to Plymouth, 5 points to the top three. You can't have that gap growing any bigger.
That's well, and again, alarming. It was the inconsistency in one game, from one half to the other as well, wasn't it? And they need to solve this because it was so disappointing on the back of what they achieved away from home. Even though they surrendered the lead late on to Plymouth, it was heartening, wasn't it? Really good on the back of Leyton Orient victory. Really, really good. Come back to Fratton Park, and first 45 minutes was good, but then it was poor defending, and the second half was a nothingness.
But in that first half as well, you felt that it's just a matter of time when this goal was going to come, wasn't it? Because it was kind of wave upon wave of attack. And it was just kind of disheartening in the fact that when that didn't work, and there were good chances, and it would be more of a concern if those chances weren't being created in the first place. But it was just the way it kind of drifted in the second half to the point where you could just see despair and people running out of ideas.
There was just no ideas in the team, were there? There was just nothing about them at all. And obviously, they had a man sent off, didn't they? Which thought Pompey perhaps capitalise on. It didn't happen. It doesn't always happen when you play against 10 men, does it? Right. But they just had nothing about them, Pompey. And Cook, it must do is noggin him, really, to see how they play one half to the next.
I know. When you prepare all week as well, and they are very thorough in the way they go about the business, and you get let down by individual mistakes, I guess it's tough for them to deal with, isn't it?
Exactly, and now suddenly the doubt's creeping about whether they are good enough to be in the top three when we know ability-wise they are.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I'm going to put you on the spot with that because you start to have some doubts, don't you? But when you look at the squad, they palpably are good enough.
Yeah, exactly, they are. They've got some really good players, real good attacking players. The goalkeeping issues have been resolved from last season, that's sorted. But there's still problems there, aren't there? And at the moment, you're looking at it defensively.
Well, cheers for that, Neil. A nice, upbeat, Pompey talk.
Yes.
At least we didn't give away anything about The Walking Dead. That's it from Pompey Talk this week in partnership with Giant Leap. We'll see you again next time.